All right, so we have a picture of Morgan Freeman, got a nice black and white. I would like to make a multicolored vinyl project using Rhino. Once I have my silhouette picture, I want to show you how I load it up and start creating my graphic in Rhino. So once you have the image you're looking for, you want to just find a file format that Rhino will use. JPEG will work just fine. I do not need it that big, so I'm going to use about an 800 by 600 roughly sized image. Put it in my pictures library. Just call it Morgan. I'm going to open up Rhino. We're going to do small objects inches. And I'm going to double click on top so I get just the top view. And what I need to do is create a roughly 2 by 3 vinyl graphic. So we're going to use the background bitmap command. If you type B for background, you will see background bitmap as your first option. Click it. You have a bunch of options. Choose place. Click on place. Find the picture you're looking for. Note how much negative space you have around the image. So I can draw this a little bigger than it needs to be. So I'm going to go about 4 inches up, click outside a little bit, click once, drag it out so I'm about 3 inches out, click again. There's Morgan. What I'm going to do now is, because it's 2 color, we want to add some reference points. Before I do that, I'm going to create a rectangle around my image. And this rectangle, if we hide the background, so I'm going to hit background bitmap again. Where it says visible, I click it off. We're looking here. Now it's 3 inches tall, 4 inches high. We're going to have to change the size a little bit later. Okay, so I'm going to hide it again. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some reference points, because in vinyl graphics, one of the things is if we're going to cut this, we can only cut 1 color at a time. So we're actually going to save this and cut it in 2 different passes, one for one color, one for the other color. And I'm not worried about what colors they are, but where it's black, that's going to be one color. Where it's white, it's going to be the other. And in order to do this, we want to make sure that we can lay one color on top of the other and have it aligned just right. So in order to do that, we're going to add a couple reference points at each of our corners. Now, how you do this is up to you. I'm just going to add little 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch grids right here, like so, at every corner. And what that's going to allow me to do is, when it comes time to actually peel out my vinyl, I'm going to leave those little squares there, or little mini rectangles, in my vinyl, and then those will help me align. As long as one square is on top of the other evenly, it'll let me know how this is going to work. Now, before I do that, though, I should double check and make sure it's not going to get in the way of poor Morgan. And you can kind of see it won't interfere. So once I'm ready, I'm going to want to draw this out. And I want to show you some hints we can do. I'm going to start by focusing on the hand. That will be the easier one to do. So I'm going to use my mouse wheel. I'm going to roll in on the hand, get kind of close in here. We got a couple of shapes here. I'm going to use a control point curve. And I'm just going to work my way around the hand. Probably speed this video up when I render it. Be a good thing to speed. Yes, you'll just say, the question was, do you save it as a 3DM? Yeah, if we're doing vinyl, we just save it as a 3DM. And then Rhino allows you to use, if you have a Cut Studio vinyl cutter, you can use Rhino and just cut straight from there. Now, because I'm doing control point curves, whenever there's a sharp corner, I put in a couple extra dots just to be safe. This won't be perfect. When you draw yours and you're doing yours, you can pay as close attention as you want to those little details. When I get close to the end, it wants to sort of join to it. I'm just going to click here, go to that last point, click it, and now I'm going to zoom out a little bit. And I'm going to hide my bitmap again. So I type B for background. It highlights background bitmap. I hit enter. I click visible to no. And I have my first part of the graphic. I'm going to hit enter. Now, one of the things I want to show you, this is kind of a cool thing you can do, is we can use Hatch, thanks to Rachel, we can use Hatch to sort of see the different colors. What Hatch is it can fill in a region. So what I'm going to do Hatch, I need to get my edit layers window. Okay, so we've got our little layers here. I'm going to choose edit layer. It's kind of hard to see, so I'm going to pull this out a little bit. On edit layer, I'm going to choose layer 4. And to choose a layer, you just click right where that check mark would be right down there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on here and I'm going to type out Hatch, H-A-T-C-H. And we can fill it solid with green like so. Click OK. And then what I can do is I can click on here and holding, oops, wrong one. Let me do that again. Holding down Shift, click the curve, the outer curve. Now I'm doing this just as a preliminary. And let's just make it green and purple for lack of a better color. I can type out Hatch now, and there it is as purple. So using Hatch, we can sort of see how that graphic might look. Now, it's kind of jarring to the eye. So if you want, you can always change the color right in here. So we could try it with a type of green and yellow, green and blue. We can make it lighter, click OK. And now you can see sort of how it is. So you can use these different layers and Hatch just to see what it might look like. Now I'm going to get rid of the hatching, and we're right back where we started. I want to go back to the default layer and continue working on my graphic. So I just go ahead and type out B for background. If I have to, I add the A, click enter, visible equals yes. And now I can proceed and continue working on Morgan Freeman, his hand, beard, nose, eyes, etc. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that. But for this next section, I'm just going to do it in fast motion because you don't need to see, I don't need to really talk much about it. I'm just going to be using the control point curve, going in and adding the remaining shapes. And then we'll do the hatch process one last time so we can see what it's going to look like. Might even help us determine what colors we want to print in. Of course, this is provided you have a set of different colored vinyl that you can use, and you have a vinyl cutter. So we have one. This is at our school, so we use one for the school. We've got a couple different vinyl cutters, so that's why I'm able to do that. So on the next section, we'll just do a fast motion of me filling out the rest of the curves.